brought in 40%. Okay, your corporate, how much did corporate America bring in? 9%. Excise taxing, 3%. And then little laws and stuff they pinch here and there was about 6%. We just had a thing go through the past, and they passed it for a couple of months of over the Social Security tax. The Social Security tax, let's see, I probably should have wrote that down someplace. It's around 12.5%. And what it is, I pay half of it. People I work for pay half of it. Okay, you go on, and after you make so much money, around 108, 109,000, they quit taking it out. You still have to pay your SSI taxes, for your insurance, federal insurance taxes. I guess it's FCI or whatever. I think it's ICA. But anyway, FICA tax. They still take out a part of it. It's like 1% or something. But if they wanted to pay for Social Security rebate to the working people, which they want to cut off 2% of that, we're paying about 4.5% right now. They want to take 2% of that off and keep that going. Why don't they just take the cap off the 108 or 109,000 or whatever it is, and let people pay that taxes no matter how much they make? It seems like that would be a pretty good, easy way to do that. What does our government spend our money on? Breaking it down. Do you realize Department of Labor? They spend more money on Department of Labor than they do education. They spend twice as much money on Department of Agriculture as they do education. Then again, you have to remember, your food stamps come out of the Department of Agriculture. Okay? And let's see. What do some of these people do? You know, your EPA, what do they do? How come they spend so much money and do so little for us? I never understood that one. The EPA budget, around $12 billion. They employ about 17,400 people. They oversee 10 regions. The United States cut up in 10 regions, and then that's what they kind of how they govern stuff. But if you take it per state, that would be $2.4 billion per state, with 348 people working inside each state, or for each state. What does the EPA do for our state that cost us $2.4 billion? What does the EPA do for our state that they need 348 people to get her done? I don't know. Okay, Department of Energy, $24 billion. Okay, they have about 80% of their workforce are contractors, and I don't understand I never could really find anything good information on how that's all set up. But anyway, they run about 100,000 people works for them. Okay. Well, everybody knows the big surrender, and they're talking about the Obama, how he's giving money to his friends for, solar panel energy and windmill energy and all this. The Department of Energy, out of the stimulus package, got $39 billion. And that's where that came from. Okay, so that's not the 24. That has nothing to do with the $24 billion budget. Department of Energy, if it has a $24 billion budget and they have 100,000 people working, my way of thinking, that would be about $500 million per state. And man, that'd be a whole lot of people working for that one state. What does the Department of Energy actually do for us? Why do they need $500 million for every state? Why do they have to have 100,000 people? That's 2,000 people per state. What is the Department of Energy doing that they need 2,000 people for every state? I don't know. I think that people ought to read the 10th Amendment, because I think we just get rid of those and let the states take care of it. Your EPA, I can understand the EPA, but if you have the laws in place and stuff, I can see a federal oversight maybe of it, but I don't see why you have to have so much. Why can't the states govern themselves? The states give the laws, say, you know, and then have the state inspectors do it. I mean, if you had 348 people here in Missouri with 114 counties, that would be 3 people running around every county looking for violations. Hell, I think that's more than the sheriff got deputies on the road out here. So I don't think that's a good way of doing things. This little chart here kind of breaks down, I don't know if you can see it. It's kind of interesting. It breaks down how much money your government spends. Probably can't get it focused. But anyway, it goes down through some of these. Department of Education. Why? Why do we have to send money to Washington, D.C., let them take a chunk of it out and send it back to us to put in our schools? Why do we do that? Because when the federal government has a department over your business and they give you their money, quote, quote, then they can set and give you rules. Okay, if you have a county and it's 100% Jewish, alright, should that county be able to tell their schools in that county, if all the people in that county are Jewish, they can't have nothing about religion, about the Jewish religion in their school? Is that right? Same thing with a Christian. It kind of amazes me, Christians is always getting hammered. You never really hear too much about the Jewish. And, well, okay, let's start with this one. The 3 religions of Abraham are the Jewish, the Christians, and Islam. Okay, that's how they break it down pretty much. Okay? You never hear about the Islam, you never hear about the Jewish faith. There's always Christians this, Christians that. You can't have anything about Christ or this and that. You can't have it, you know. But at the same time, you have all colleges, or accredited colleges, get some sort of funds from the government, from the federal government. When I speak of government, I'm usually talking about federal government. I try to say state government when I talk about state. Even if you sit there and the government back up school loans and this sort of stuff, so that's getting their fingers tied up in it. If you get a school loan from the government or a Pell Grant from the government, which is they take your tax dollars and give it to somebody else to go to college. And a grant, don't have to be paid back, they just give it away. Which I don't understand why we have them at all, but that's what they do. But anyway, so in college, you go to college, you get a Pell Grant, that's government. In colleges, a lot of